It's Halloween. Happy Halloween. I never was. Halloween was never one of my big holidays. A lot of people also their favorite holiday, but for me, it was okay. I mean, when I was a kid, trick or treating was fun, and dressing up and all that. But you know, the older I don't dress up. I don't really. I mean, I've been to Halloween parties and stuff, but it's like, um, I just I'm old, man. Uh, I'm not really into. I never decorated anything for Halloween or anything like that. But it's cool. I mean, I'm not a big scary person fan, scary movie person. So I have a very vivid imagination. Even though I know that the movie's obviously fake, I still can creep myself out because I have such a huge imagination. I can just imagine whatever scary being, negative energy in that movie actually being in person with me. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate, so it doesn't make me special or nothing like that. But I just never really liked the feel of the scary movies. Okay. Okay. Facebook is really weird. So, okay, a long time ago, like 10 years ago, I would just start randomly trying to add women as friends on Facebook that I didn't know. I thought they were attractive, wanted to get to know them. And then Facebook was like, dude, they'd send me this notification. Oh, do you know this person? And then in the meantime, they send me suggested friends who, some of them have mutual friends, so I could understand that. But a lot of them, I don't have no mutual friends. I don't know who the hell that person is. And you don't want me to just randomly ask people for friend request. But then you're suggesting me people I don't even know. So it's just kind of weird. And then the Facebook dating is so broken. It's funny. It's been out for a while, so obviously they did it on purpose. To have it out for what? I don't know how long it's been out. 4 or 5 years, whatever. And this location is still broken. You go on there and you say you want to talk to somebody, 5 miles away or whatever, and you put strongly prefer, and then what's it do? It tries to match you or shows you people that you can try to 4 hours away. It's what? And then the friendship is it's usually people that are kind of in your area. And it's dude, do you not want me to? It's so weird about trying to connect people. Facebook has the most users, so they should have the dating site, and Facebook should be that's what people think about is Facebook and dating, because you already have all the users. I remember when I was on MySpace, it was so cool. You could you could search your area, and it brought up people in your area. Depending, and you could use the miles, whatever. And this technology is old, man. This was back in 2007. So you can search people off of if they're single, how tall they are, what ethnicities they are. You could search all kind of if they were overweight, skinny, whatever. You could search that. And then now the dating sites are just you have to swipe. And it's so funny about the swiping is because you swipe left on somebody because like I do it a lot. I swipe left on a lot of females because they're overweight. But it's like, what if you know, a year from now that person loses all that weight and now I can't match with them because I swiped left. It's just the whole concept of like swiping a person and then just like you can't unless you like recreate your account. It's just so dumb. It's like we have great technology, but the people who, you know, like even video games, we have great technology, but the people who are running this technology are either really lazy, they don't give a fuck, or they're intentionally doing shit to just, and I think it's just the laziness. That's what I would say. I don't know if I said this yesterday, but our data, I have no problem with some company wanting to buy my shopping habits or what I view on the internet, whatever. Can I get a cut of that? I mean, that's my that's off of me, right? Like, why am I not getting a cut of that? Shouldn't we all get a cut? And I'm just wondering, because I get that, you know, in the rules and the terms of service that, you know, you pretty much give all that up. Like, I'm sure I signed something at my work where, you know, I can't bring guns on the premises. I can't wear like highly offensive clothes. So I'm giving up my First and Second Amendment rights so I can work there or just be on the property. But I signed that over. I signed that agreement. So that's what we do in these huge when we accept these terms of services and these apps, these social media sites. But yeah, you know what the government should be like telling, if you, that's cool. You need to give. You could sell their, you know, whatever, their data. But you have to give them a cut. So everybody has some sort of what is that, like passive income. And it's cool if I think I would rather, like Twitter, I would rather pay for a site. But it has to be popular. Everyone has to be using it, and that's the problem. Like these what we need, this is what we need, okay? We need a platform where we have our own individual platform. It's like a website. Kind of like Angel Fire back in the day. You create your own website. Oh, there's a couple other GeoCities, maybe, I forget. Anyway, and then you put what you want up there. Like these social media sites are so business looking and boring, like Twitter and Facebook. You're so limited to the creativity on your platform. Like MySpace was so cool because you could put your friends at the, you know, you could put like who are your favorite friends at the top. Like I think it's like 5, and you put in order who's your favorite, and then it would kind of like it shows like a little bit of rift with people. You know, they joke like, oh, why am I not in your top friends? Like, and then you could change the background. You could change like all that. You could put music, and somebody goes on your page, like your music pops up. It was so creative. And then now we just have this, just like a company, and it's just so boring. I'm looking at my Facebook page, and it just looks so boring because everyone's looks the same. It's just a white background. You know, I got the header and then my profile picture, but it just looks, it is just like crap. I mean, seriously, it just looks like a business, and there's no personalization hardly at all. So it's just the social media, dating sites, whatever. Shit needs to be fucking reformed, man. Like, bad. It's so funny because, people think that these companies that are huge right now are just gonna stay huge forever. Like, you got Facebook, you got Google, Tesla, iPhone, Apple, whatever. These huge companies that are pretty much, I guess they're the ones propping up our economy. I don't know. But, like, these are the ones that are propping up the stock market, I guess. I've seen huge companies. Maybe they weren't as big as these companies, but, like, these companies were huge back when I was younger. Like, Blockbuster was huge. That was the number one. It was like, when people think about social media, the first thing that comes to their mind is Facebook. Well, when you think about renting movies or renting video games, the first thing you thought was Blockbuster. And then I think like Hollywood Video or something like that. But that Hollywood Video was nothing compared to Blockbuster. And that one failed really bad. And they were innovating too, because like they were doing, like, they would send movies in the mail, like DVDs and all that, on the internet. So like you could order on the internet. So they were innovating, but they were, I guess, replaced by like the Game Pass and just digital in general. I don't need to go to rent a hardware, and we're going off of hardware. My console and the last console I bought, both Xbox, they're both digital. I haven't bought a physical game in probably 6 or 7 years. I just don't need it. I don't, and I understand the argument where I don't really own the game. And that's why I think that games just need to all be free at this point, since they're all like basically monetary. Like every year I got to start over. If you're like a sports fan, you got to start over everything. You put in your actual money in there. It's just so weird that they can't make some type of like economy based off of how much money people put in. And then be able to flip shit really quickly with like cryptos and all that. Definitely, yeah, if you're making money, you should get taxed. But it's like the social media is so boring at this point. It's like the lack of creativity, the lack of innovation, where you get these startup companies, and Rumble's cool. It's different than YouTube, at least. When something like Getter, it's just, when all they do is just mirror whatever Twitter is, the whole interface, and they do exactly pretty much the same. It's just, dude, come on, man. Let's have a little bit of creative ability out here. How about you like listen to people and then just have your designers go in there and do it? Because obviously they can't come up with any ideas or any legit ideas. But yeah, it's just like social media is so, I'm like so bored of it, man. Like seriously, I am so bored of it. It's just like, I don't know. It's going to be like social media is going to reform into something completely different, just like everything, what I was trying to say about, like, Blockbuster, and then like Kmart was huge too. Just because you're huge doesn't mean that you can't be gone. Like, just because you're huge today doesn't mean you can't be gone tomorrow. And you see this in sports, you see like a dominant football team or a dominant boxer, and you think, and this guy is going to, or this guy or team is going to be dominating for a long time, and then all of a sudden they kind of like, fade away. You're like, hey, what happened? They were dominant. Well, it's because like things change, and time feels like it goes slow, but it actually is going fast. So these big companies need to these companies who are putting people in power based off of how they look or their sexual orientation or whatever, man. First, before like merit, before like people who actually can do the job properly, you're gonna see a lot of these companies failing. And I think I said this a couple of years ago, man. You just can't have that. You got to have the proper people in there. It's just like, okay, this person has no experience, so I'm gonna put him in there, or her, and then they fail miserably. It's like me taking a center in basketball and saying, hey, you got to run the point guard. They have no experience. They're out of position. And you think that he's going to succeed? No, he's going to probably fail. He's going to fail hard. Not saying like eventually he can't be groomed to do that, and then it might take 10 years. And eventually these people can be groomed if they, get some experience. It's like people don't want to work their way up to anything anymore. They just want to be handed shit. Instant gratification, and I experience this too. I get frustrated too, like that stuff isn't working out as quickly as I want it. That's a big thing that I've been pressed with life, is my patience and calmness with all the adversities. Like, there's kids getting just destroyed over there in a different country right now. So like, it's so weird for me to be complaining. I'm not trying to complain, but I just wonder if other people can relate, to the kind of seems like, working hard and all. It just seems pointless. I was trying to talk about this yesterday. It's just like I'm going to the gym right now, but I'm just doing it for myself. But it's like, as a man, when you just do things for yourself, I have kids, I've had my family, but I can imagine not having kids, not having a family, and then just like, okay, I acquired all this wealth. Well, what's the point of it? Like, did a lot of people get hurt for me to acquire this wealth? Like Andrew Tate exploiting women. He obviously contributed to degeneracy, and it helped him get rich. He's still keeping that money. Him being religious now, and he's still sitting there like boasting about his wealth. So obviously he hasn't had any spiritual awakening, because if he did, he wouldn't care about material shit, but he still does. I think he's just selling. I think he's a great marketer, and I think he's just selling a product. You know, why do you think the youth love rap music so much, or like the whole concept of thug life? It's because the whole concept of like the ego, looking tough, being flashy, you know, cool, hip, all that. That's why that stuff is just appealing. Like material stuff, hot women, and it's just like most young people. That's what they want. They want hot girls, especially men. They want hot girls. They want fast cars, and you know, living large, you know, having a good time, like doing cool things. That's what they want to do. So he appeals to them, much like rappers appeal to the youth as well, you know. It is what it is, man. So that's all I got for today.